Now moving on to my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. review. Now, this episode is called Face Your Enemy. Or Face My Enemy, excuse me. This is all about Agent May and Coulson going into basically going in undercover to find a relic, a biblical relic that apparently has the same markings that Coulson drew. And the whole time they're doing this, May and Coulson are pretty much talking about a secret, something behind the other agent's back, more or less, that they still haven't told anyone else that Coulson is having the same problems as Garrett did, is that he can draw all those markings. He can draw them and make them... He can make the same markings that come from the obelisk. And in here, he's pretty much saying, look, if I go the way of John Garrett, I want you to put me down, I might go crazy, and if that happens, I need you to take me down. And yeah, I think it's pretty interesting that Coulson is now, it's pretty odd that, he's the only logical choice for being the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., but yet he's hiding his mental instability that is being caused by, obviously his resurrection. So it kind of and May is trying to be like, look, I'll take care of it, we don't need to talk about this now, and he pretty much says, look, you're the only one I trust about this. And they kind of insinuate through the whole episode that he and May had a thing in the past, that they possibly did have a thing in the past, and May still try to have that kind of former interest. They do kind of insinuate that a lot. Like, almost beat you in the head with it a lot. Meanwhile, we have... Simmons, who is... Excuse me, Fitz. Yeah, Fitz, who is still having trouble, going among the team, even talking to them, because while they're all having conversations about their ex-girlfriends or boyfriends, he's off in the background like, I really don't know how to talk to them, and, I know you're not real. I know you're not real. And it's still kind of going to the whole, is Simmons going to become a villain? I'm kind of banking on that whole thing of either he's going to get rid of one of two things are going to happen to Fitz. One, he's going to get slowly rehabilitated and get back to his former self, or two, something bad's going to happen to either him or Simmons, Simmons. Something bad's going to happen to Simmons, and then he's just going to go on like he's just going to have a whole mental breakdown and go evil, and yeah, shit really hits the wall on that one. So anyway, getting back to Coulson and May, they are trying to find a little artifact when they come across. They come across Talbot, and Talbot says, "Look, I know why you're here. I'm here for the same reason. We can work out a deal." And they're pretty much compromised, and May and Coulson proceed to try to find the artifact themselves. It's not here, and it's under Talbot's possession. However, we then find out that Talbot is not really Talbot. It's Whitehall's right-hand man who used some kind of odd DNA mask to replicate a person's face and their voice. And this is used on Agent... May goes there to... May is then captured by both him and the mind-controlled Agent 33, and Agent 33 then proceeds to take the mask, use it to pretend to be Agent May, manages to infiltrate the bus, and gives it a Hydra-Tech virus that was based off of S.H.I.E.L.D. technology to try to start making the bus literally explode. From there, she meets back up with Coulson, and they head out back to meet up, where she says a lie saying, "Oh, it's what Talbot is saying is legit, and he just wants to see you." So Coulson already kind of, I don't know if I'm trusting this, but he does go on and thinking that it's the real May. Pretty much says, look, if you got to take me down, and then it's not only that, S.H.I.E.L.D. needs leadership. So when I go down, I want you to be in charge. So now, Hydra pretty much knows right now that Coulson is the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'm like, oh, that's going to be a problem. From there, Coulson easily, quickly puts the little puzzle pieces in his head, like, oh, this isn't May, and proceeds to have a fight between, we eventually get a fight between May and not May. And let me say, guys, the fight between, Agent 33 and May, the second round fight anyway, because, again, she got, blindsided by, the fake Talbot. In this fight, it is an incredibly badass fight. I cannot lie. This is a really damn good fight. I really like the fight between Agent May and Agent 33. That was just so much fun to watch, of how they're using all the little tools in the kitchen to their advantage. It's so much fun. Coulson proceeds to stop the other agent who is pretending to be Talbot, and from there he manages to get the artifact, and he and May narrowly escape a group of Hydra agents. Meanwhile, Fitz, along with the other character, Hunter, they manage to save the bus from exploding, and yeah, they all sit down and have a beer together, and you start to see Fitz starting to, more or less, start to reintegrate. Very slowly, mind you, and I kind of like how no one's really teasing him about, because they all understand, hey, look, a guy you thought was your friend pretty much fucked you over. So we're gonna, I like how none of the other agents are really, teasing him or anything like that. They know he's hurt, so they want to help him any way possible. And they're all being very nice, they're all, I was kind of expecting, at one point or another, one of the agents just say, look, he's no longer usable, he's no longer needed. Why do we even have him? You're nothing more than, a preschooler now. And I do like, I'm glad we haven't encountered that, at least yet. We haven't encountered that at least yet. That could easily happen in a later episode. But for right now, yeah, I'm glad that everyone's just kind of taking their time with him. And especially, I'm forgetting the other guy's name. Not Agent Tripp, the other agent. I'm forgetting his name, but he's the one who kind of first warmed up to, tried to help re-socialize Fitz. And I really like that scene where they're all kind of sharing a beer, and he suddenly blurts out, "Hey, look, I lost the, I couldn't tell a woman I cared about how I felt, and she left." And they're all like, that was out of nowhere, but okay, we'll let it slide. I like that scene." But anyway, we also get back to Coulson, who tells Talbot, "Hey, look," and Talbot's pretty much like, "Hey, why the hell would I even go after a painting? And, that was your first mistake right there." And it's a very fun scene between those two. And eventually, he gets back to May saying, "Hey, look, I'm going to keep bothering you, May, until we find out a solution of how to deal with this." And May pretty much says, "Look, I figured out a solution about this months ago." And proceeds to tell him about the plan she had in mind, which is pretty much she wanted to send him all the way to the Outback. And Coulson says, "Oh, that's very cute, but here, look, I still need you to kill me. And you know as well as I do that if I go south, if I just go completely nuts, then sending me to Australia is not going to fix the problem. In fact, it may even make it worse." And she pretty much says, "Look, no matter what happens, I'm going to take care of you." So again, it kind of insinuates May and Coulson as a thing. Maybe they were, kind of a thing in some point, and maybe they will be again. I don't know. So, from there, we also get to see Reyna trying to leave the country, more or less. But then, Hydra, along with Dr. Whitehall, aka Kraken, shows up and pretty much implants a device into her system and says, Look, bitch, you screwed over Hydra once, we let you get away, that ain't gonna happen with me." And Reyna tries to put on the whole charm, and and she fails miserably at it, because Whitehall's like, "Nah, bitch, you ain't fooling me. I am smarter than that." And it's kind of fun, it's kind of nice. I know it's gonna sound really wrong, but it's kind of nice to see the character of Reyna kind of fall down a bit. On the grounds of, you really wanted to see Reyna, the character of Reyna, get smacked around because she was so calm and collected, and just, you hated her. She was such a bitch of a character. And it's kind of nice to see her taken down a few pegs by someone who, for lack of a better word, is incredibly terrifying. But yeah, I really like this episode. I'm really interested to see what's going to hold up in the next episode. I really want to see what's going to go down in that story. I am very curious to see how that is all going to go down. But other than that, I think this was a really good episode. I know this isn't a very long review. I wanted to keep it short. It's almost like 2 in the morning as of this recording. So I was like, you know what, I'll just go through the basics and kind of give my general thoughts on it. Really excited to see the next episode, because I think Sky's about, I guess they're kind of insinuating that Sky's going to meet her father next episode. That'll be interesting, and maybe they'll you know, show who he really is, or what he really is. Anyway, once again, you guys tell me, what did you guys think of this episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? And once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys later.